Hello and welcome to Rich and Me. I'm Shotty or Brendan, but that's not what's important here. What's important is it's Rich. Hello, Rich.
Hello.
And you have brought a topic for us today.
Yes, we are talking about trophy hunting.
Yes. But before we get into that, same thing I did with the last episode, I'm going to contextualize who we are to each other and why he's here. So we met. He actually just looked it up, and I would have gotten the number wrong if he hadn't. We met 11 years ago, both doing bad Minecraft YouTube videos. And I think what happened was we were getting into it, me, Dee, and Drake at the time, I think. And we were like, we need to grow because we're not growing. And so the way we wanted to solve that was collaborating with people. And I think I just sent you a message and because I had seen probably a Mods You Should video or something like that.
I love that series.
Yeah, I think I just messaged you and I was like, hey, do you want to do an adventure map together? And then we did.
It was called, by the way, it's called Escape from the Puzzle Master was what the video was called.
I just remember like iron block walls and having to parkour up little pillars and stuff. I remember the map quite well for how long ago it was. But yeah, so that's how we met, and yeah, we did a lot of Minecraft together, both on and off videos, for years. And then it became difficult because we are many hours apart. We have an 8-hour difference, which makes things quite hard when you have a job and stuff to do, and you're not just a kid staying up until 4 a.m. or whatever. But yeah, so we're here to talk about trophy hunting, which is a thing we both do, but not a thing we've never trophy hunted together or like sought anything out. We just occasionally message about games we're playing, and we were both aware that
we should do one together, shouldn't we?
Yeah, there are a lot of like co-op trophies that I just don't bother to do because
Probably because of the time difference. We can't do. I mean, I used to love it when it was called trophy whoring.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it used to be back in 2013. It was called trophy whoring.
Yeah.
Because you were a whore for trophies, apparently. So that's what I called it, at least.
Yeah. No, I think there's definitely a thing. It's definitely, I think it's more prominent now because like the websites that help you do it, and like Discord also is like the great equalizer of everything now because you can join communities for literally anything. Not that you couldn't before, but it wasn't the same. Like IRC channels kind of did it, but otherwise it was just like forums, which is very disconnected.
Can you remember your first platinum trophy?
Yes, this was a question I was gonna levy.
Yeah, go for. Sorry, I'm asking your own questions.
No. That's a-okay. That's the point here. Yeah, I believe my first one was Fallout 3.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah, what was yours?
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet. Let me actually fact check myself. I know Fallout 3 was the first trophy game I played. For sure.
I remember Little Big Planet being hard as hell because you had to go through every single level without dying once.
Yes.
And there was like the second to last level, I think it might be the level for the boss battle, where like there was this like rotating wheel thing with danger just everywhere, and navigating through that like literally right at the end of the level was just the worst.
Yeah, the Little Big Planet games have actually pretty hard trophy lists for like ostensibly games leveled at kids.
Yeah, and that was my first one. And I was hooked ever since.
I was incorrect. Fallout 3 was the first trophy game I played, but it was not the first platinum I got. Demon Souls was the first platinum I got.
Demon Souls?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I love
yours sounds harder.
I don't know. Once you like get into the Souls games, you know how to play them. It's not especially hard. Little Big Planet, like you have to do some real platforming in some of those Little Big Planet levels to avoid taking hits to get the ace.
Apparently I love bullet hell and platforming games, even though I wouldn't say I'm that person, but apparently I love doing that.
I love playing those games. I don't know that I have any plats in those games because it's usually like I look at the list after finishing it and I'm like, do I want to do that to myself?
Well, that's also like that's one of the categories of like how I would go about even going for platinum or anything like that. It's one of the key things is, did I like the game?
Well, yeah.
The second one is the platinum actually achievable?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's not achievable, then I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because this is not worth my time or effort. Even if I really love the game, for example, BioShock, like it probably is achievable, but you have to go through the entire game without dying once, and I love dying in games apparently. So that's just that, and I've already beaten it. So you got to go through the whole game again if you die once, and you basically have to kind of like you're reliant on using load save game stuff, and then yeah, that just seems like a faff. Especially as I just finished Bioshock, and I went, okay, let's look at the platinum list because I never look at the platinum list before I play a game. It's a
Right.
thing I just don't do. I like to play the game first, enjoy it, and then go back and realize how much work I have to do afterwards.
Yeah, so this has changed a little bit for me. Sometimes with games, I will look up ahead of time if they have missable trophies, but I won't look up what they are,
Mm.
unless the game is very, very long. So, like, with my girlfriend, I play a lot of the time when we're together, I will play a JRPG and she will watch. And so those games are quite long. And so when they have missable trophies, because a lot of times too, she has played them before me, which helps. And so she will look up the missable trophies for me. And then if I'm going to miss something, she will guide me. So I'm not going to do another 120-hour run of something like Persona 5, for example.
I'm not
Very
even going
long.
to attempt that.
It's Royal Persona 5 Royal is actually way easier than base Persona 5. I have Royal. I do not have base Persona 5.
I've got the base, and I beat the first palace, and then I started doing some stuff after it, and I was like, man, I'm like 25 hours into this game already, and it's just I don't have enough free time. That's probably also another thing. Like, my free time is incredibly limited around work and streaming and uh limited time. I'm hoping my free time will improve soon. But if if the game is just like, oh, it's like 60 hours long, the likelihood I'll play it is I look at it and go, no. I've actually started cutting out open world games now
Oh yeah,
because I just can't do them anymore. They're so big and they take so long. The last one I did was Witcher 3. That was
that's a
the
long
last
one too.
platinum I did. That was a big freaking game. And that was the last platinum I did, and that was hard. I think I ruined it for myself though, because I guess this also is I guess another category for trophy hunting is like I knew going into that game I was going to platinum it. I looked up the trophies on I think it was PSN profiles, I think it was, and some I looked at some of the missable trophies and I looked at some of the quest lines, and some of the quests have to be done in a certain order.
Yes.
And if you kill a certain person or you go too far, you can't go back. So you have to go through the whole game again to get to that point. And and also like the collectible trading card, the Gwent. Like there's one guy in it where you finish his quest, and unless you talk to him the moment you finished his
Yeah,
quest
you
and
can't get
challenge
the
into a
card from
Gwent
him.
match, he will go and that's it, gone.
Yeah.
That you're just not getting it. So I had a Word document of every quest I was going to do in what order. So I was constantly watching that, and had this list of all the cards I needed to get, what ones I was missing, and what ones I need to get. It ruined the game for me. Actually, I actually don't like The Witcher 3 now. Oh, I had to play it
Yeah.
on hard mode as well.
Right. You
My
have to
first
play. You have to play
playthrough.
on Death March. So, um,
Yeah,
yeah, that is actually one case where after looking up the trophies, I was like, because I don't have that plat. It's one that I'll maybe do eventually. I wasn't as enamored with the game as other people were. But looking up the trophy list, knowing you have to do it on Death March, and there's so many missable things, I was like, I'm just gonna do 2 playthroughs of this one. I don't want to have to fuck with all this shit while playing on Death March. Because Death March is brutal in that game, at least early.
yeah,
I heard it gets easier later once you have skills and stuff. Like it becomes more manageable. But
yeah. Like
the early
I
game is
died so many
rough.
times.
Yeah, the early
Yeah,
game is
yeah. You
brutal.
basically you attack and then you roll out of the way and then you attack and then you roll out
Yeah,
of the way. And you just constantly do it. It's a bit like Batman playthrough, basically.
yeah,
You attack and you jump out of the way, attack and jump out of the way. Like that's how you like chain combo sometimes. Um, yeah, it kind of ruined the game for me. I don't think Witcher 3 is as good as everyone said it was. I think it's got some merit to it, but they talk for so damn long. They look that I don't know if you've ever, like, gone through all the dialogue stuff. I started skipping it because they constantly talked about stuff that, like, has nothing to do with anything,
yeah,
and so, like, "Are you annoyed?" But I'm annoyed." It's like, "Yeah, well, just say that then. I don't need to have this whole, like, spiel about all this stuff." Yeah, so Yeah, Witcher 3, last
Yeah,
big
I
overhaul.
didn't get actually super far in that game. I will say I do think Death March uh, makes it a more thematically appropriate playthrough because you have to actually like prepare to fight a monster. Like you actually like use the
Yeah.
tonic system and like you actually do the things they talk about Witcher's doing, right? Like you prepare a tonic for the monster and like
Yeah, I
you
didn't do any of that.
oh really? Well, it helps if you do that stuff from what I
Yeah,
hear.
that's my own fault because I didn't get into it that way, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That kinda just shows
Whereas
I
like
wasn't
watching people
as
play it on normal, it's just like I'm just big sword boy and I go kill thing, and it's like yeah, I mean you probably had fun, but it thematically doing the more witchery things on Death March is really cool, even if in practice it's not quite as cool.
yeah. What I mean, just thinking about now, what's probably, like, the most grindiest platinum trophy you've done?
Oh, so there's a few different ways to answer this, I guess. I just did a few weeks ago Ghostwire Tokyo. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Heard good things about that.
Very fun game. I loved it. There is one collectible in the game, which is just trash. Um, there's spirits floating about, and there's so many of them. Um, and one of the trophies is I mean, one trophy is just to collect all the spirits, obviously, but one of them is also to collect all the spirits before finishing the game. And it's quite a short game, so you just sort of like it's like 6 chapters. Once you get to like chapter 3 or 4, you just sort of stall out and go collect all these spirits, which takes forever, which feels bad in the middle of a story game to be like, I just can't progress the story if I want this trophy. Um, yeah, it was that one was quite grindy. So that's like that's the collectible grind kind of way. Um, and then another one that I would answer for this is the Prince of Persia games. The fact that the
Mhm.
difficulty trophies don't stack and you have to play through the game 3 times
Mm.
feels
Not the
really
Uncharted
bad.
series.
Uncharted, they stack on Uncharted?
Oh, no, they do, but you have to but the thing is to unlock crushing mode, you have to play through the game on hard mode, unless, definitely back on the PS3. So, like,
Yeah, I think PS3 that's right, and then the
yeah.
PS4 version you could just
Do
do
they have it
crushing.
available? I think crushing was available on the
Yeah,
first time, but then there's another difficulty after
but that's
crushing
a
mode.
DLC trophy, so it doesn't count for the plat. There's
Oh,
brutal.
the DLC. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that
I
counts as a DLC
because
trophy.
I platinumed it on PS3, the original, the Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2. I kind of when I got the PS4 version, I love those games. I was like, "Well, I've already done this. Why would I want to do it again?" That was hell.
Yeah, I did them on PS4. I might go back and do them on PS3 at some point. I don't know because I think I own them.
Yeah,
Because
I would love to go back and redo the Uncharted series. And Platinum, Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 would be really fun. I haven't played Legacy?
Lost
Lost
Legacy.
Legacy. Lost Legacy, yeah. I haven't played that one yet. I really would like to, though, because I love those games.
Yeah, I played 4
Yeah,
and Lost Legacy. I didn't
my
plat either
favorite.
of those two though.
Well, 4 is long as hell. Again, falls under the whole, like, would I do it if it's achievable, and also how long would it take?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, four. I think I was just sort of bogged down going back through the chapters because the chapters are a bit longer than the other games, and so when you need a collectible that's like 75% of the way through a chapter, it's just kind of like, oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not easy at all. I mean, like, I think one of my most recent favorite platinum runs was actually Death Stranding,
Okay,
the director's cut
that one's got quite a
on
bit to it too. I don't know if the director's cut made it better because I didn't play the director's cut, but I played that game when it came out and then looked at the trophy list after I beat it, and I was like, oh boy.
yeah, the director's cut. I think they improved some things. I don't. Well, I don't know. I didn't play the original. I'm so annoyed I didn't play the original because I was on the fence about it,
Mm.
and loads of reviews threw me off. Said, "Oh, it's a walking simulator, and it looks amazing. The story's weird and things like that." But I knew watching all the clips, and I was like, "That looks like a game I would love."
Yeah.
But all the reviews said otherwise. Say it's not. No, don't. It's great, but don't do it. You know. But then when I played the director's cut, when I finally sat down and said, "Right, I'm going to play this game," I played it. I fell in love with it.
Yeah, it's
Like it
great.
was so good. I had to tell everyone, I was like, guys, all the reviews for Death Stranding, they're all wrong. It's a fantastic game. Play it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, the platinum wasn't too bad. It was long and a little grindy in places. Some of them, I swear, some of it had to glitch. Some of them, like some of the trophies, just kind of. Yeah, those. I think the last one was like, there's a horrible because obviously it's about connecting facilities like
Yeah.
houses and buildings and stuff like that. There's one guy where like for some reason it's the veteran porter, his name is. So if anyone's familiar with it, but like to link up to him, you have to the only thing you do is find lost packages dotted around the
Right.
map.
Yes.
But at the beginning he only has one lost package. It spawns in the exact same place every time. So what you have to do is you have to find it outside his house, give it to him, and then the star goes up a small amount. You have to get to like 3 stars, and eventually you can start doing missions, and it starts making the level go up quicker.
Yeah.
You have to. So he goes up a little bit. Then what you do is you have to save the game, quit out to the main menu, load back into it again. This lost package spawns. You grab it, you give it back to him again, and then he goes, "Cool." The star goes up a small segment again, and that's the only way you can get. I did everything on everyone. He was the last one left, and it took hours just to finish this guy. I hated that one. Sucked. But yeah, that was a good platinum. I like that one. That was fun.
Yeah, I want to go back and finish that one at some point. I just got put off when I read the list and it was like, you need to fabricate everything and then build every structure and increase it to max level. I'm like, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
It's not too bad actually, because also the game has that I didn't know, but until like later in the game. But like every fabricated weapon and things like that, in the bottom left corner, there's a little box with a little tick if you've done it.
Oh, really? I
So
don't think that was in the base game.
that must have been the director's cut. They must have improved some of these things in the director's cut. But
Yeah,
basically, yeah, so in the bottom left corner, so if you go, have I fabricated this gun before or whatever? But little box, bottom left corner, tells you if you've done it.
I'll have to
I was
check
like,
if that got patched into the base game. Because, yeah, definitely, like, when I was like, I kind of want to go back and finish this list, and I was like, oh, I don't remember what I've fabricated or what I've done.
yeah. Well,
Um,
it's funny because in near the end of my playthrough, I went through the entire game and fabricated all the roads. So I made sure that every single road in that game was made.
yeah,
Basically, so when I was nearing the end of my stage where I had to grind everything, I made it so that I could just ride the roads everywhere.
right.
Because I said, if I'm going to do this platinum, I'm going to make sure every single one of these bastard roads is made, so that it makes my life so much more easier. Worthy time, worthy investment.
Yeah, I was also,
Definitely
like,
recommend it for
since I
anyone
was
doing
playing
it.
it when it came out, there was a lot of activity in the game, so the landscape was constantly shifting as well. Because
Mm.
it's affected by other players building. Um, So roads would appear and disappear, and there would be towers in different spaces. And like every time you go out, it's just completely different because there's so many players happening at the same time. It was a
It wasn't
really
too
cool
bad, the whole
experience.
one. Yeah, yeah, I imagine it was great. But yeah, so I mean, so like, do you have like a specification for what you do a trophy? Is it like mine? Is it has to be achievable?
Um,
Or do you go like nuts and say, I don't care, I'm going to do it regardless if I'm good at doing this or not?
it depends. I don't think I have any like super um crazy stuff like that. Like my rarest trophy is Lego Worlds Platinum, which is quite grindy, but it's not
Mm.
especially hard.
Is it because like no one else wanted to do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like, yeah, a lot of people, because the normal Lego trophy lists, I guess there's 3 types of Lego trophy lists now. Like the original ones weren't that hard, and then you get to like the open world Lego games, and they get a bit harder. There's a lot of collectibles in the open world Lego games, and then Lego Worlds, it just has like you have to get like 10 billion studs or whatever, but there's no stud multipliers in Lego Worlds, unlike the other games.
Yeah, so like I'm working on Lego Star Wars at the moment, and that's got stud multipliers.
Right.
And when I can buy them, I buy them instantly, and it
You're right.
just changes the game completely.
Yeah, that doesn't exist in Lego World, which made that one
Yeesh.
kind of annoying. And then also there was a type of collectible where like you just had to, um, you collected the brick types, and there's like these little, you can get them from quests I think, and there's also just like these little goblin creatures that run around like holding them, and you have to like tackle them and then pick up the brick types. And so, um, a huge chunk at the end of me trophy hunting that game was to get the 10 billion studs. They're in banks in towns, there's safety deposit boxes, and so you place a bunch of those in like a cube, and copy that object, all of them together, so you can place a bunch of them all at once, and then you just dig a hole and keep smashing them down so that they fall to the ground in the hole on top of you, and then break. And so it's just like mashing A to spawn all of these, or mashing X, mashing whatever button it is to spawn all of these, lagging out the game and just doing this forever while I was like watching stuff. And then the other thing was just like digging a big hole, so that the goblins, because the little goblin critters always spawn around you. And so you dig a big hole so they can't get out, and then you just stand there waiting till you hear the noise of one of them near you, and then go tackle it, and then put your controller down and wait again for another one to spawn. So there was a lot of that finishing up that trophy list.
I think my most rare one is probably Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's another one that has a lot to it. That I bought the game and I was like, no, don't think I'm doing that one.
I was a fool to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like the I think the base game, the game itself isn't too bad. It's the two trophies which were the worst. The first one was getting to level 100, which
Just play a lot.
every few levels, every like 10 levels, or every few levels actually, you need more and more experience points. And and the second one is I think it's like do every gap. Well, let me look at I'm reading my trophy list at the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's like find every gap or something. It's definitely gold. Get the hard get theirs. That's what it's called, get theirs, which is basically normally it's a series of jumps, grinds, and tricks you have to do. Like you have to hit every single, like I think I got a few videos saved somewhere just in case I ever want to go back and scream at them. But basically, like there's a section where I think it's in school 2, that one that really sits with me, where like you have to grind down this one staircase, do a manual, and then grind over a jump by the door. Then do a manual to keep the combo going. You have to do a manual, but if you necessarily can do it to keep the combo going. Then grind around the basketball bit, jump off that, grind up manual up a hill. So you have to have enough speed to do that. I didn't know until later on you have to hold down the X button to keep speed, and then you jump on the. It's so stupid. Jump on, grind on some seating area, then grind up the big staircase, turn around somehow, and then go grind it back down again, and then I think finish. Meanwhile, there's the crazy guy driving around on the buggy around the school as well. And I think I cried trying to do that. It took me like 2 days to do that one thing. And then I think the last one was the bull ring, which was the worst pain I think I've ever experienced. I actually did it with my friend Greg. We actually like we talk over chat and we'd be doing the same thing. Like we'd be trying to do the get theirs and stuff. We both managed to do it whilst we were screaming at the game, just yelling on me and Greg on the microphone. It's like, so why is this the worst thing in the world? Screw this game. And then we go, I'm trying again. I'm still going for it. So at least we had that. We had that to kind of encourage each other to do that. But yeah, and then the last trophy we both had to do was get to level 100, which you couldn't do. So I looked it up. The most you can earn quickly is 250 experience points. You normally need about 10,000 experience points to go up to another level. So what you do is you jump into the game, you set up your controls so that all you got to do is press jump, back and forward, square, I think was a circle, and then you do that a few times till you can. Oh, it's like a special move, I think. So you keep doing it to get a special move. You do that until you get about 10,000 points, something like that in the game, and then you press the menu button, press end round, and then you do it again. And you get 250 points. You get 250 experience points to do it. I think so, something along those lines, or maybe it's 500 experience points. So you basically do that. Just constantly do that. Go in the game, up and down, just jump up and down, squared, up and down, and then get 10,000 points. End the round, say end level, restart level, going again. I spent days doing that, and it was the worst thing ever. But I did it because I had this 97% trophy list on my. Because I go through my trophy list every. I have a look, see what's going on, and I had this Tony Hawk game which I loved. And I got so close to platinum. This one thing I had to do, it just took time. And I just said to my friend, Greg, I'm doing it. Because he didn't do it either. He said, I'm not doing it. Screw that. I'm not spending wasting. I'm doing it because I'm an idiot. So yeah, wasted my time doing it. But now I got the trophy. 0.1% of people have that trophy.
Yeah, it's definitely with trophies like that. I have to separate my brain and just sort of need to be playing something else on my computer or doing something else, and just like this is just over here. My hand is doing the thing it needs to do, and
Mm.
I am not engaging with it in any way.
Yeah, put something on your second monitor if you've got one, and just watch a TV show
Well, yeah,
or
because my
catch it
setup
on
now
YouTube.
is I have a TV right here on my desk because I have a big L-shaped desk. So I have the TV that's hooked up to the PlayStation. I have my main
Yep.
monitor and my second monitor. So it's like my computer's here. This is just doing whatever needs to be done. Um, yeah, the
Don't
grinds
you
like that
hate?
suck.
Don't you hate like when you see a game and it hasn't got a platinum trophies? But it's got trophies, but it
Yeah.
hasn't got a platinum trophy. I think Resi 4, I think, is one of the ones where I've got like one left to do, which is get all the bottle caps or something, or do all the basically the shooting range stuff. I think you earn bottle caps when you do the shooting range or something like that.
Mhm.
And that's the last one I got to do because I played through the game on hard mode on my stream recently, just because I was going through the Resi series again. Oh, Resi 2 Platinum sucks, by the way. I hate that one as well. But
I'm
yeah,
finished any
with
of
the
the
Resi
Resident
4, I
Evil
was like, I
ones.
got one trophy left, but it's not on Platinum, so why on earth would I waste my time doing it just to get the 100%? You know?
Doesn't the does it not have a platinum in any
No, it
version?
hasn't got one. I was really surprised because I love Resi 4. I would have gladly have grinded for the plat, but like, yeah, Resi 2, I almost didn't get platinum because the Survivor, fourth Survivor mission on Resi 2 is like one of the hardest things I've ever freaking done, and yeah, it's insane because it's a 10 minutes time limit run
Yeah.
where you get thrown everything, and if you die, you gotta go right back to the beginning again and do that 10-minute run again. And
Yeah, I want to go back and finish the Resident Evil games, but like some of those trophies on those lists are rough.
yeah, the one on I enjoy I didn't mind doing Resi 2, the remake, Resi 2, I should probably point that out, it's the remake, because I really liked Resi 2.
Right.
Like, it was a game I really enjoyed, even though I was terrified shitless, but I really enjoyed it when I got over that whole kind of, now I know where everything is, I know what to expect, I'm no longer scared of it. It's normally, what's that whole thing of, like, when you don't get less scared, you get braver. Like, that's kind of because you know what's kind of
Right.
happening. Um, so I was happy to go through that platinum. It's just that last DLC. I actually put it down for about 6 months after I beat it because I was like, "I can't do it. This is hard. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna waste my time doing it." I don't wanna do Resi 1 remake because that sucks. Um, I don't think I'll do Resi 3. I mean, Resi 3 terrified the crap out of me way more than any of the other games, because if you put a scary situation in a hospital, I'm just out. I
Yeah.
am not playing it. It's always a hospital or a lab.
Well, yeah. I mean, naturally, that's very much
Exactly,
that's very
why?
much what
Why does
those
it have to
games
be
are,
a
though.
hospital?
Like,
Hospitals are one of the scariest places in the world. It
I
sucks.
mean, there are games ostensibly about genetic experimentation. A lab and a hospital make a lot of
Yeah, I
sense.
know. Why? I hated it. I hate that game. So I don't think I'll platinum Resi 3.
Yeah,
2, I platinum Resi 2, no problem.
I
Resi
do.
3, no.
I want to go through series and just like finish, like just plat whole series. Like I played all the Yakuza games and I'd like to get their plats, but that's a lot of work. The Resident Evil games, I'm going through the Silent Hill games right now. I mean, not all of those have plats. Not all of them are even on
Mm.
systems with plats. Um,
So what you're saying, you haven't got a series, you're, like, dedicated to just platinuming the whole thing?
I don't think there's any series like there's series that I'm in progress of planning the whole series, but sort of slowly. I think I have 4 of the 7 God of War plats.
Nice.
I've got quite a few of the Ratchet and Clank plats. I want to finish up the Souls plats. I mean, I've played all the games.
Did you do the platinum run for the 2018 God of War?
Yeah,
The Valkyrie sucks.
yeah. No, the Valkyrie's a nightmare.
The like the was it the Queen Valkyrie, I guess, but
Yeah,
like
Sigrid.
she
or something.
was the worst pain, but we did it.
Yeah, yeah, that was tough. Yeah, I think I have God of War 1, 2, 3, and the 2018 plat. I don't have the Ascension, Ghost of Sparta, or Chains of Olympus yet, but they're
Those are
like they're
PSP
literally
games, aren't
sitting. Uh, yes, but there are PS3 versions as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, I've got a PS3, but I don't really. plug it in anymore because I'm so used to now the PS4 controller and now the PS5 controller I'm using now.
It's weird. It's super light. I have mine right here. When you pick up a PS3 controller again, it's so light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have mine hooked up because I've been going through some of these games and like Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. Which is fun.
Nice. Well, yeah. Like, I mean, do you have like a favorite plat for like each console? Like PS3. What would your favorite plat be for PS3?
For
I'm going to go
PS3,
through my list now. Now that I've said that, I'm an idiot. I have to go through
you
my
have to
list.
figure it out. Well, I can answer first, and then
Yeah, you go first.
So PS3, my favorite plat is probably Demon Souls.
Is this your favorite or one you're most proud of getting? Was that two different subcategories?
In this instance, it's probably both.
Yeah, we'll make it both. Make it let's say like the one you're most proud of getting. Let's make it that one.
Okay. Yeah, for PS3, it's probably Demon Souls. Not that Demon Souls is especially hard. It's just like because it was my first Souls game, it felt like quite a hard experience. And yeah, finally completing it, especially because there's one really grindy trophy in Demon Souls as well. To get the in Demon Souls, instead of just having one trophy like the other Souls games where it's like level up a weapon to its max level, you had to in Demon Souls do each type, and there was different upgrade materials for different types of weapons. So there's like blade stone for sharp weapons. There's like a specific stone for you get a PlayStation Cup. There's a specific stone for like shields. There's spider stone for bows, and so you have to do each of those. And the only way to get blade stone, pure blade stone, which pure blade stone is the max level upgrade material. There's like shards, chunks, and pure. To get pure, you have to have Black World tendency in World 4, and then there are red-eyed Black Phantom Katana enemies that are pretty fucking brutal. If they catch you out, they're going to kill you. And it's like a super low drop chance from this. Like there's like 3 in the level, and they're not close to each other, so you just kind of pick one and farm it. Super low drop chance, so you're just running a circuit of killing this guy to get it, which took a while.
I can imagine it did. I've tried to get along with From Software games. I just don't think I'm that kind of player. It really sucks because the From Software games look so pretty, and to be fair, when I've seen people play the game, I'm like, that looks awesome. Like the way that when they get when the skill of some of these players playing these games, I've got that looks really cool. I bet I could do that. I thought Bloodborne was my introduction because I've been told I'm a headless chicken as a player. Like I'm normally the one running in head first, like and just balls to the wall, just going for it. So I thought, oh, Bloodborne's my kind of game. Then maybe I can just run in there. I don't know how many people I've beat. I'm thinking maybe a fourth of the way in or something, and I just put the game down because I got so frustrated with the bullshit of some of these enemies. I think the last one I got stuck on, which maybe put the game down properly, was there was a witch person who was just sitting there in the corner, and I went towards her to hit her. She would freeze you, so you can't move, and then she would like approach you, and then I think she clings onto you and like scrapes your head off, some of that, and throws you off, and you go, "Oh, fucking okay, right, let's go back in again." You go to attack, ah, now I'm stuck again, and they just go, "How do I beat this person? I can't get anywhere near her to kill her." And there's like 3 of them in this area or something. It's like this is fucking dumb. This is so dumb. So yeah, I would love to be a From Software player, but I just can't. It just me and those games don't go together, which sucks because I've got this poster of like 100 games you have to play before you die, the bucket list poster. I think you may have seen it on like websites and stuff where like you scratch it off
Yeah.
when you finish the game. And there's Bloodborne's on there, Dark Souls 2 is on there for some reason. I thought Dark Souls 1 would be on there at least. And I think there's another like similar Dark Souls game. Hollow Knight's not on there for some reason. That's a fantastic game. That needs to be on that list. I need to play Hollow Knight. It's gonna hurt me. I'll never platinum that game. But yeah, so I've got like 2 From Software games on my poster, and I was like, I'll never beat them. I'll never be able to scratch them off.
Well, you can also
So
play
yeah,
those
like
games co-op. I
if I
love those
play,
games.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to love those games. I really want to love them.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you
maybe I
can play
gotta
them
set some time
co-op
aside.
and get help on bosses and stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, maybe I need to like set some time aside and just focus on it and like not
Yeah,
do anything else. And like, if I'm gonna play Bloodborne, I'm gonna just like play it and
yeah.
just
I mean, I
even
think
when a
that
new
helps
game comes
too,
out.
as well.
What's that? Sorry.
Like focusing in on them definitely helps because
Yeah,
you get used to the
just
movesets and stuff.
just don't think of playing anything else. Don't play any other game. Just focus on doing this one thing. Don't get distracted. Just play it. So we have to do that.
Did you get a
We're
chance to look
talking
up
about favorite.
your proudest PS3?
Yeah, proudest PS3 platinum. Ready? I have to inhale a lot because I'm trying to decide. It's probably gonna have to be Skate 2
Okay.
because there was an online trophy for that you had to do. I think you had to do it with friends. I think or like I don't think maybe you did have to do it with friends. But I remember there was not only was the game hard because you have to pull off these insane combos and stuff, but also there was the online trophy which you had to like do a bunch of these missions with I think it's to do with friends or at least people online. But like yeah, it was just a grind, but it was really fun because I got to play it with other people. And I think if I reference it that I got the platinum for Skate 2, I think it's people say it's a pretty hard one. Um I don't think. I mean, maybe otherwise it's World at War, Call of Duty World at
It's
War.
another
I
good
got
one,
a
yeah.
platinum for that, which is veteran mode was hard.
Yeah, I did the veteran for that one. I haven't finished the World of War trophy list because it also has a co-op trophy. You have to complete something co-op, and I just haven't
Yeah,
done
there's
it.
a bunch of DLC ones for like the zombies and stuff.
Right? Yeah,
I
that's
got
it.
like 97% on PS3 because one of them was get 75,000 points on Shino Numa. That's the only one I've never been able to get. I was like, it really bugs me. Um, yeah, I think that's the only. I think that's the only other one I think for PS3 because I took a break because when I went to university, I didn't take my PS3 with me for some reason because didn't have a TV.
You
So,
didn't have a TV at all.
well, no, I had my laptop. I had a little crappy TV, I think I had, but
Mhm.
like I didn't have a good enough TV to have a PlayStation. But so I kind of when I finished when I went to university, I just didn't bring it with me for some reason. I have no idea what my reason was. I think it was space because I had you're in this little crappy little room
Right.
and when you're staying in accommodation and things like that. Um, yeah, space and accessibility to a spare monitor and things like that, or spare screens. Didn't have it, so I stopped playing PlayStation for a really long time. I think that was probably my yeah. So Skate 2 or COD World of War, something like that. But I definitely went back in again on PS4. When
Right.
I got PS4, that's when I started platinuming again.
Do you have your proudest PS4 ready? You need to look. I can do mine
Ooh,
first.
ooh. Does it count if you did it on PS5?
Yeah, I think that counts. If it's a PS4 game and you just played it
Oh
on
man,
PS4.
there's so many.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, because you know how remember how we talked about the most grindiest trophy? I don't know if I answered my most grindiest trophy earlier. Um, but like I'm gonna say Kingdom Hearts.
oh, I think you talked about Tony Hawk for your grind answer because
Is that talking about grind? Oh,
you
okay,
did
fair enough.
the level up. You talked about how you did it
Uh,
for each. Wait, what do you consider
okay.
the Kingdom Hearts grind? Chain of Memories?
Um, no, the first one, the first Kingdom Hearts game.
What, just leveling up?
Leveling up and also getting the ultimate Keyblade.
Ultima's not that bad.
No?
No, level up was a
What, having to
pain, but you
kill
just
all
have
those
to take.
enemies and
You just have to make sure you're on the road to dusk.
the going like killing all the enemies for special pickups and stuff like that, and they want to be killed a certain way. And like for example, there's that mushroom where the only way you kill it is if you stop it using the stop spell, and then you have to make sure that you've upgraded your ability enough so that when you walk towards it, it's doing damage, and then you have to hit it like 100 times, and then it drops. It may drop the special mushroom or something that you need. I can't remember now. I blanked it out.
No, no, yeah,
But yeah, if it didn't work, they had to leave, and they'd come back, and hopefully it spawns again, and then do the whole process again. So, like that was a grindy plat, just for getting those things. Took over my entire life. That did.
I don't
I don't
think that
know.
one's that bad. I think it could have been worse. Like Chain of Memories is
Well,
way worse. I have not done Chain of Memories because it has a
yeah,
way
that's my
worse
next
list.
one. So, like, you know how you were talking about the game series you're going to be focusing on? You want a game series you can focus on. Kingdom Hearts is
Yeah,
my
I
game
wanna
series I'm
finish the
focusing
Kingdom
on.
Hearts plats as well.
Yeah,
Um,
so Chain of Memories is my next plat, but just it's just doing it is the hard bit. I think.
so you're saying
I
is
don't.
KH1 your proudest PS4 plat? That's what you're saying?
I don't know now. Can you answer your one whilst?
Yeah, I think mine is Divinity Original Sin.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
That one is rough. You have to beat the game on honor mode, which if you die, it deletes your save. Um, so there were a few false starts there, um, sort of in Act One. My save getting deleted a few times, and then I was so mad. I um, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save Scum so I can get past this part. And I uploaded my save to the cloud, and then I made it past the part, and I didn't need to download my save. But I kept uploading it anyway because I was like, oh, just in case, maybe if I get far enough, I might want to not have to repeat this again. And I didn't have to download my save until the end of the game, the final boss, when I died many, many times to the final boss, and like doing it without save uploading.
Mm.
I think you have to know the ins and the outs of the game to like the extreme degree, because some of the shit in the final boss like just wiped me in like 2 turns, um, which was rough. I mean, I could have prepared better, probably like had more grenades and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a rough one. Fights are hard in that game. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love the game. Yeah, it's a very good list.
I've managed to narrow my favorite PS4 platinum trophy down to 2 games that I'm
Okay.
most proud of beating. God of War
Okay.
2018, which we talked about before,
Right.
because that Valkyrie fight is just ridiculous. I think I only know one other person that's beaten it, apart from yourself. But because like normally, from what I understand, when I talk about it with people, they just get stuck and they just go, "I'm not doing this," so they just give up.
Yeah.
Um, so it's either that or Crash Team Nitro
Oh,
Fueled.
yeah.
Um, I actually think
That one's rough. I do not have that one.
maybe that's my favorite one then. Maybe that's my most proudest trophy I've got for PS4 because I think it was it Dingo. It's the time trials that sucks.
Yes.
Everything else is easy.
It's
The
always
time
it's
trials on
always
all the
that shit.
levels.
In the Crash platforming games, it's the same way. Getting the fucking platinum
Yeah.
relics.
Well, I've got all 3 Crash Bandicoot
Oh,
platinums.
do you? I don't.
The
I want to
remakes.
sit down and do them, but I just like have not, because I know I'm gonna have to dedicate a considerable amount of time to
Yeah.
being good enough at each level.
Then they're actually not too bad. I was quite surprised. Like the time relics with the speed ability makes them
Yeah,
just.
but
The
just like
first one is probably the hardest
levels like
because
fucking High Road in the first one, like
yeah,
the bridge
yeah.
level.
The bruise level sucks, but
Yeah,
but the thing is, if you play the first game and then you platinum that game,
it gets easier.
2
Yeah,
and 3 are like
yeah.
they're actually really fun. But like, I think so. I think it was Dingo Dangle Dino Canyon or something. Dingo Dangle. I can't remember. Dingo Dino Canyon or something like that. I think it's got this horrible bit where it spirals up. I don't know if you remember that bit. I don't remember that race where like you're
Not
going down.
really.
It's like isn't it the mines? It's the mines. It's a Dingo Mines, I think, or something like that. When there's a bit where you have to turn to the right and you go around the spiral, and then you think, and then but it's always that spiral that gets me. But I think it took me a day to do it, and I think I cried at one point because my hands hurt so much
Yeah.
from trying to drift at the right moment. My thumb was hurting from holding down the X button so much, and I remember there was a point where I just couldn't beat. I think you have to beat. It's not it's not in trance, is it? It's the other guy. I can't remember his name. It's the green guy. It's the big boss. You have to beat his time trials, I think,
Hmm.
to on every single level. And Trophy.
Oh
He's
yeah.
actually not too bad. But the green guy sucks. And I think there was a point where after about 7 hours of doing it back to back, this one level, I think I sat there I put the controller down. I just had my hand in my face. I was like, "What am I doing? This is the last race I need to do. I've done every other race. Been putting this off. It was the last race I could get, and then and I can get platinum. And I think I think I cried. Just like I'm in so much pain. But when I did it, the elation was almost close to an orgasm.
Did you immediately delete the game?
Oh, as soon as I platinum it, I delete that whole game hard.
Yeah.
I was just like, I never want to look at this game again.
Yeah. That's how it is sometimes. Yeah, I don't know if
'Cause,
I'll ever go. I want to finish the other Crash games. I don't know if I'll ever bring myself to do Crash Team Racing. Because I'm not much of a racing game person. Like, even like Mario Kart I never got super into, so it's just not in me really for that. I think the only racing plat I have is Cars Racerama for the PS3 or something. Just because it was easy. I was just like, sure.
Yeah. Do you actually go looking for easy trophies?
No, not normally. This is I've messaged you about this before. I joined a Discord group for trophy hunting
Yes.
called Platinum Players, and they do a monthly trophy theme. So every month they say this is the theme, plat a game in this month, and we'll give you this badge that attaches to your profile in our Discord server. And so in December they had a catch up month, or if you missed a monthly badge, you could do it in December. And I joined their Discord in October, so October was horror.
You had a lot of months to miss.
Right, October was horror, which I did.
Up.
November was, I don't even remember what November was, but I did that. And then December, I was like, do I want to do the other 9 months? And then December was also, you have to repeat one of the themes. And so one of the themes was racing, and I was like, I'm not good at racing games. I don't particularly love racing games. And I was like, what's an easy racing game? And it's like, oh, Cars Racerama is like $7 on the PS3 store, and it's pretty easy. And I was like, all right, I'm going to bust this out in a day or two and just get this racing trophy done and like not have to think about it anymore. But yeah, normally I just play games that I am interested in. I do not look for easy trophies.
Yeah. That's typically what I tend to do as well. Like, again, as I said before, I've got like not a lot of free time anyway. So normally I have to be very careful about what game I choose to play.
Yeah.
And also what game we go to platinum, because platinum a game you're taking time away from playing a new game.
Yeah.
And like again with Lego Star Wars, I play for I wake up in the morning, get dressed, play an hour or two before work, probably an hour, probably should say an hour. I definitely do two. And then like that could have been spent playing a brand new game I haven't played before, which it's a grind. I'm doing it. I tell people about it. I said, "Oh, is the platinum easy?" Oh yeah, it's just easy. Just
long.
it just takes a really long time. And I said, "Just don't do it." And they go, "What? What do you mean don't do it?" No, I'm an idiot. I'm going to do it, but you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the open world Lego games now. Like the original Lego Star Wars are not that hard to 100% complete. But when the open world games like the superhero ones or the DC supervillains, like they just put so many collectibles in the open world that it makes it way longer.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it, especially the whole bloody collect 100% in the entire game.
Yeah.
That's basically what the trophies are.
Yes.
Like I thought maybe that's because sometimes games are quite lenient. Sometimes like they say, oh yeah, you can collect like what was it? Need for Speed. I played that. I played that game recently because that was an easy plat. I think some of them were like, find like 20. No, it was Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3. I platinumed that recently. Find 20 something or others, 50 something or others, and but there's like 200 of them. So you haven't got to do all of them. You just got to find like 20 or 30 of them. I was like, well, that's great. I can do that, no problem. I'll just work my way down this. And I was like, cool. The rest of the map's got them all over the place. But it's like, well, I don't need to get all of them. I need to get like 20 or 30 of them. You know, I like games that do that. To make me do everything is.
I think it depends for me because sometimes I feel like it's a bummer when that happens. Like, did you play the Horizon games?
Yeah, Horizon. I played Horizon 1.
So Horizon 1 has
Horizon 2.
Horizon 1 has you get everything, right? Like you have to go get all the tall necks, you have to go get
I
all the
think
metal
so.
flowers, you have to
Yes.
do all the
Okay.
hunting
Yeah.
grounds.
Yeah.
Um,
Horizon 1 makes you get everything. Yeah. Which
Forbidden West,
sucks.
they changed it. You only have to
Yeah.
do one of each thing.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Why was I grinding for months? Freaking.
So yeah, Forbidden West is like
Really?
way easier, and to the point like you just don't need to do collectibles in Forbidden West, which is kind of a shame because like they put these collectibles in, and I just don't have to care about them.
That's so annoying. Because like the worst part about her, I mean, I don't think Horizon Forbidden West Zero for Horizon Zero Dawn was an amazing game. Again, it's one of those ones that everyone says is amazing. I played, I was like, it's just a, it's not too far away from an Assassin's Creed game that Ubisoft made.
It's
You
not
know, it's
super
just
far.
a,
I actually really liked Horizon Zero Dawn.
it had its moments. It was a cool concept. I like the setting. The visuals are really good. The gameplay's good. The story I couldn't care less about. But yeah, it's just a big open world game with collectibles in it.
Yeah,
It change out the model for an assassin and basically an Assassin's Creed game, Ubisoft game essentially. But um, they're the same company that made Killzone, right?
yeah,
Yeah, the Gorilla.
Guerrilla Games. Yeah,
Yeah, Killzone 2 was a good platinum as well. Um, but like, yeah, I just can't do big open world games because that is a. I'm swearing off. I want to start focusing more on indie stuff compared to AAA games. I think I'm burnt out on AAA big bastard games because in late years they've been a massive letdown, or they pad things out for the sake of padding things out. I think I loved Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. I got the platinum on that. I thought it was really fun, but on my like second playthrough of it, because you have to play through it again basically to do all the collectibles.
yeah,
Um, I started to go, huh, this game isn't as good as I thought it was. Like, it's not, but it's a big AAA game. Square
yeah.
Enix,
I
fantastic,
don't think
massive
that's really a
company.
game that's built for replaying, which some games are,
It's
but that one I don't think is.
yeah, it's you start to see its cracks the second time you watch, the second time you play through it. If you do just one playthrough of it, you'd say it's a solid game. You know, my favorite game of like 2021 was Metroid Dread.
Mhm.
Like that was an amazing game. I love that game. Um, it was weirdly enough none of my platinums, you know, because like none of them stood up to the mark.
Yeah,
And like whenever I think about my favorite game of all time, like I often think about actually indie stuff again, like Hollow Knight, Cuphead, things like that. Like just to name a couple, but like those kind of stick with me more. So I think I'm going to start edging more towards indie stuff. And like I played Ghost Runner recently, like that was so good.
yeah. Ghost Runner is very cool.
Very, very cool, you know, but not a lot of people have played it. Well, none of the people I know have played it, you know.
Well,
That was a good platinum,
I
by
think
the
it
way.
just
Have
got
you
given
platinum
out
Ghost Runner?
on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, it came out free, but,
Yeah.
like, for some reason, no one I knew played it for some reason.
Uh,
Have you platinum Ghost
I
Runner?
have not. I played a bit of it and then I dropped it for other things. I have a really bad habit of like if I drop a game because something came out that I'm excited for,
Mm,
it's like it takes me a long time to go back and finish whatever I dropped.
uh,
Um,
yeah, it's achievable to get platinum.
yeah,
It's a bit tricky, though, but I like skill-based games. I like like, kind of getting stuck into it and perfecting it.
yeah,
To the point where that's why I didn't give up on, like, Crash Team Racing. Any other person would say, "I'm not doing this, it's too hard." Same with God of War, they would said, "No, I'm not doing this, it's too hard because this is just nuts." But, I like dedicating my time to perfecting it to say, "Look what I did," you know? And Ghost Runner is one of those ones where it's definitely skill-based, and, I looked at it and went, "Yeah, I got it. It's really awesome," you know?
yeah.
I'm trying to think of my last kind of other skill-based ones. I'm not gonna platinum Cuphead, by the way, because that game sucks. I'm playing it recently on my stream, and that game straight up
I
sucks.
would like to.
I'm
I
not
don't know
doing
that
it.
I will. um,
No, I'm not doing it.
oh, we didn't actually finish. And actually, with your disappointment with AAA games, I don't know how great this is going to be. But we didn't say proudest PS5.
Ooh, okay. Mm. Oh, Shovel Knight is also an awesome platinum that I
Yes,
got.
Shovel Knight's great. I do not have the plat, but I've played Shovel Knight. I think I played it on Switch though.
Do you wanna hear my most hated PlayStation Platinum of all time?
Sure.
Galgun Double Piece.
Oh, yeah. I Have
I
I
did it as a
seen it or
joke.
played it? I have played the game. My girlfriend owned it, and she was like, she didn't tell me anything about it. She's like, "Why don't you play this game?" And I put it up, and I'm like, "Oh, it's one of these." And I
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like so. It was my 69th. I had 68 platinums,
did it for 69.
and my friend said, "Oh, you should do a sexy game for your 69th platinum because that'd be really funny because 69." Haha.
Yeah,
And so I was like, "Okay, well, the only sexy game I know of that I could tolerate is probably going to be Galgun." Um, and I played it. The first like 4 playthroughs, I thought this is because there's like multiple like choices you can do,
yeah.
and in the beginning you can like choose to follow this love interest, whatever. And I think on the 20th playthrough, I think I started to just despise everything about the game ever. And it's my least favorite game of all time, I think now, because it's just the worst. And I wouldn't recommend it to anyone.
Well, yeah, it's
Don't
sort
do
of
it.
it's sort of just a mediocre rail shooter. So
Yeah, it's shite.
yeah,
It's
it is
just the
sitting in
worst.
my on my profile at 5% completion. Um,
Yeah, it's just this is not good. Do you know what? I don't know if I have a favorite PS5 Platinum.
I was about to say with what you were saying about AAA, I didn't know if you'd have one.
What's that, sorry?
You were saying you've been disappointed with AAA games recently, and
Yeah,
there's not a lot
that's
of
like
PS5 releases right now.
yeah, that's another problem as well, isn't it? Because like AAA games, like I said, they pad things out just for the sake of padding them out. And I found most of the time the unique games that I've clicked with more, and I can look back and like for example, there was an indie game I played called Kentucky Route Zero.
Yes.
That game will sit with me for hopefully a really long time as being a incredibly stylized, quirky story and um so deep as a concept and like what the whole thing is about. It's all about debt. It's all about um being in debt. And when you start looking into all these different characters you interact with and stuff, and I remember when I finished that game, I went, "Wow!" Like holy hell! Holy hell, that was incredible. That meant so much more to me. And then and then you think about games like I mean, I love Spider-Man on PS4. That was really good
Yeah.
slash PS5. But like it didn't make me sit back and go, "Wow," you know?
Really, I
Whereas, like,
at the
Kentucky
original
Route Zero.
Spider-Man, I did because I mean, I love Spider-Man. I grew up reading the Spider-Man comics, being obsessed with Spider-Man, um, and so finishing Spider-Man PS4, the story mode being like, wow, this was a
Okay, I'll give you that,
really
yeah.
good Spider-Man story, and this was
Yes.
really well
I
done.
I'll take that back what I said earlier. I'll admit that ending definitely, like, hit hard.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, kind of as, like, an overall game thing. I mean, Spider-Man was a fantastic game. I love that game. I'd definitely put it up there as, like, one of my top 10, I guess.
Mhm.
But I meant kind of in just terms of, like, made you just go, "Whoa. This is nuts. This is so different to everything else." So Kentucky Route Zero, good platinum as well. Very achievable, but hard as hell. I don't think I have a good PS5 game. I mean, the only PS5 game I'd say I'm really proud of is ones like Marvel Spider-Man Remastered on PS5, or even Miles Morales
Miles Morales
was
is
actually
good
a
as
really
well.
good
Yeah,
one. Miles Morales was a really good PS5 plat. Um, nope, Crash Bandicoot 4 is a PS4, but I hate that game and I'm never going to platinum it.
my
No, I don't
PS5
think any other
is
ones.
my PS5 is I guess Elden Ring. I don't have that many PS5 plats either.
You've platinum Elden Ring?
Yeah, like immediately, like the first week or whatever.
God, was it hard?
I mean, not especially. I mean, I've played all of the Souls games many, many times.
Well,
There
yeah,
are
so
some
you're
very
already
hard
used to that.
bosses. So
You're already used to that then.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's okay. I'm just gonna go cry into a corner.
yeah,
I
I
don't
play
think I
all of them.
have one. Yeah, I guess like Miles Morales is probably up there. I guess as being the best one. Yeah, not really many other ones. I mean, I've got PS5 platinums. I've got like a few, but none of them really stick out to me. I guess when I finished Lego Star Wars, I probably would say it's my favorite. I guess because I love that game. Like, it's such a good game. As a massive fan of Star Wars series since I was a kid. Um, to play through it again and just be in that world and get to actually explore it as well. Actually, is really fun.
Yeah, I do want to get the new one at some point, even though the open worldness of it will bum me out with how many collectibles I have to get. But I did love the Lego Star Wars
Yeah,
games, so I would love to play them again.
I recommend it. It's really good. It's so pretty as well. Like it's the best looking Lego game
Yeah,
I've ever played.
I love the Lego games. I mean,
Did
they're
you
all
play
great.
the Star Wars Lego game when it first came out back in like 2001 or something like that?
Yeah, on the PS2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's the prequels.
yeah,
Like only the prequels. I mean, it wasn't probably one PS 2001 because that's when the original Star Wars game came. Sorry, Star Wars film came out. So probably more like 2005
yeah. I
or
just know
something.
the original Lego Star Wars was for PS2, and I remember playing it on my PS2.
Yeah, the pod racing game can go downhill. But
um,
like,
yeah,
so I guess like the kind of to loop it back round would be kind of like, why do you platinum? Why do you go out of your way to spend so much more time on a game than any average person would to get these trophies, to get these platinums? Is it like glory? Is it like personal whatevers?
so there are a few reasons, I guess, and some of these will probably be pretty constant for anybody who does this. Some element is just completing something. Um, like just it's the same reason I like some people can just they hear Resident Evil 8 is good and they pick up Resident Evil 8 and they play it without playing any other Resident Evil games. And when what I did was play every single Resident Evil game leading up to 8 because I want to
Yeah,
play the series, and
that's what I'm doing. I'm up to 7.
yeah, so yeah, I think some element of like your brain has to work that way to want to do this thing. Like, um, yeah, I want to experience everything, even if it's sort of disconnected. I'd rather play everything and contextualize even the series development, even if I could play it as a unique experience. And the trophy hunting is just that same way of just wanting to complete. But also sometimes it's just I really like this game, and the trophy list challenges you to play in a way you might not otherwise play. Like the Soul series
Like
is
hard
actually
mode.
yeah, the Soul series is actually really good for this. Because what you can do is you could because like, usually there's a trophy for collect all the spells, collect all the miracles, collect all the pyromancies, collect all the unique weapons. And what you could do is just on one character, new game plus 3 times, and collect everything on one guy. But it also is a trophy list that sort of um, incentivizes you, if you don't want to do that, to playing the game again in a different way. So playing a mage and collecting all the spells so you can try all of them. Playing a miracle user and collecting all the miracles so you can try all of them. Which I think is nice. And like those are games I've played through several times in basically every different way. So even if I did them all on one character, I could have easily done it spread across multiple characters, just playing the other playstyles. And it also like I don't know. Sometimes trophy lists guide you towards content you might not have otherwise done. Like um, again, I haven't finished the Resident Evil games, but like the mercenary mode, playing on my own, I probably wouldn't have played Mercenaries because it was just like a score challenge, and I don't care about score
Mm.
challenges. But um, Mercenaries actually like it's a really interesting challenge, particularly in like was it 7 or 8? It's 8, where like they knock out what weapons you can take for different levels to make it harder, and you have to sort of play differently, which I think is great. Yeah, the Resident Evil is another like really good trophy list, like because there's stuff for saving a limited amount of time, so you have to like plan out what you're gonna do. I think Resident Evil 0 or 1 has one for like limiting how many steps you take. You have to like
I
route
know
out.
number 2 has that.
Oh, maybe it's
Like
two.
Resi 2 had like 11,000 steps or
Yeah, you
something.
have to route out like an efficient way of finishing the game. And I think that's really cool. Like it's just a nice little challenge because like if you like a game enough, people will find challenge runs to do of games anyway.
Because
Um,
yeah, isn't that what like we probably would have done back on like um PS2 era, I guess, where like you'd want to carry on playing it, so you'd make up your own
yeah,
challenges. Like I think I did that with Kingdom Hearts 2. Like I love that game so much.
yeah,
I said, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna I didn't have to, but I was like, I'm gonna fight Sephiroth. I
Right.
didn't need to fight Sephiroth. I beat the game, like it's done. But I wanted to do it so much, and also so I was like, I'm gonna grind to level 100, and then I'm gonna go fight against Sephiroth. And that was just a challenge I just put on myself because there's no trophies back in the day. There's no need to do any of that stuff. I could have just put the game down and said, "That's it, it's done." But I loved it so much that I just wanted to do it, and I went. I think I got the ultimate keyblade as well on that game. I can't remember now. I might have not actually. I might have been an idiot and got in with like some random keyblade. And just I leveled up to level 100 and just went in against Sephiroth, and like yeah, just I went, oh yeah, I'm gonna gonna try and do these things as fast as I can or whatever. Just like we just set those for ourselves,
Yeah, and so
or create our own little stories.
Trophy sort of incentivize that, and also
Mm,
because it is an established list, it is not something I'm going out of my way to do on my own. It's something somebody has set for me, so I will experience that in a game I would not have otherwise. So like Kingdom Hearts is a game I love, and I would have done something like that on my own. But a different series, I maybe wouldn't, and as a result, um, I try something I might not have.
yeah, but a Resi series, like typically you'd
Yeah,
play the Resident Evil series, say I've beaten it, it's terrifying, or whatever, and then I know I would, and then I'd say I'm never playing it ever again. Whereas like I'm glad I kind of was able to challenge myself and get that plat on Resi 2,
yeah,
but never again for the other ones.
yeah. And I mean, there's definitely some lists where like I finished it and I was like, this isn't something I would have done on my own in a million years. Like Last Guardian, like getting enough
I used to play that,
barrels
but yeah.
is like you have to do 3 playthroughs. So, like I wouldn't have played 3 playthroughs of this game probably, um, but I did for the trophy.
Yeah,
um,
exactly. It kind of it baffles my friends whenever I talk about it. Like they don't quite understand why I do it.
yeah,
It's sometimes even I don't think I understand why I do it. I like originally I did it because I saw the challenge and I liked it. Same with Little Planet One, and then I told my friends about it at school, and then they said, "Oh, that's kind of interesting." And then I think I started getting them into it. Yeah, I'm not part of that friend group anymore, but there was one guy in particular that which he would Google easy platinums to get, and he would go and rent them from Blockbuster just so he'd get the platinum. I think Terminator Salvation is the one that always sticks in my mind. Where all you gotta do is just play the game, and then you get the platinum just by just going through the levels. So he rented it for like 3 days, beat the game in the space of 3 days, and then he's like, "I got a platinum the other day." Bro." I was like, "But that's like the dumbest platinum ever. You didn't earn that. You just played the game. You didn't do anything challenging. I did something challenging, bitch." So I stopped hanging out with him. And but my friends now don't quite understand why I kind of go out of my way to platinum these games, but they're always interested in what I'm going to do next. It was quite funny.
yeah. I have a friend that
When-
absolutely does not do it at all, but I'll talk to him about like what I've completed and stuff like that, and what it takes to complete a game. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just about the sense of completion. It's
It's a
and
nice feeling.
I'm also someone who, um, uh, especially in my job or in hobby programming, because I program professionally, having a task list in front of me helps me to stay motivated to do a thing, and so
Mm.
I can just jump to the next thing. Especially with hobby game dev, like just knowing what is next helps me to do the next thing. And so trophy lists are kind of like that. Once you finish the game, I can keep going in this world that I enjoyed because I have tasks set up in front of me. Whereas otherwise, I might be wandering aimlessly for things and then eventually just get bored and move on to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have a personal goal in mind for my kind of trophy stuff. So I've only got 76 platinums. 76 is my current platinum list, and it's modest compared to someone I imagine like you. I haven't even looked at yours. I don't look at your trophy list because it makes me sad. So
Mine, I'm not much
so
higher. I have 108.
okay, it's not too far away. So
Yeah.
my personal goal is to get to 100 platinums. That's my goal currently. I haven't said 200. I haven't said. I'd said just do 100. If I can reach 100, then
You
I would be
can
pretty
die happy.
satisfied. Yeah, I'd be pretty happy. Like that. That to me would be like an achievement to me. That'd be like I did a really cool thing that not everyone does, and I reached 100. This thing I started back when I was like 16 years old, or whenever the PS3 came out. I think I was like 16, 17, and yeah, it was just this. It was a fun thing I just kind of spent my time doing because I'm at that horrible stage now where responsibilities and free time is just not it's non-existent.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do as many as I can over the last couple of years, especially during like lockdown and stuff, just to try and platinum as many as I possibly can because life is coming for me. I'm turning 31 this year, and I'm definitely getting to that stage where like you won't be able to have that kind of free time to dedicate the amount of hours to platinum a game. Um, so if I can reach 100, then that'll be a personal achievement. I'll be quite happy with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, do you
think
have a goal?
I don't have a goal for like a number. I just want to like there are definitely series like I mentioned there are series I want to get the plats for because I really like the series. Um, yeah, outside it's usually game focused. It's like I want to complete this game, but I don't want to like. Do you have a like this is one of the things I wrote down. Do you have a most coveted platinum? Like if you had all of the time and you could
Mm.
grind out a game to do because I have games that I'm like wow I'd love to get this is going to be a huge time commitment like Crypt of the Necrodancer like something like that
I always talk about like skill as well. Like if I was
Whatever
better,
criteria that is keeping you from doing it do you have one that you're like in the back of your head you're like I would love to do this but I just can't right now for whatever reason
uh, off the top of my head, probably Crash 4.
Crash 4
Crash 4, because I did the other 3 Crash games, and I did Crash Nitro Kart, and so, like, I've got Crash 4, this game I really loved when it came out. Um, I don't have it. I've tried to do as much as I can. I've done quite a lot of the trophies. I'm like 70 odd percent. I think all I gotta do now is hit all the boxes and time relics, and then
yeah
I'm done. But the amount I it's just the thought of trying to just do the time relics is enough to make me stop,
yeah
basically.
just
I would
not boot it
love
up
to get it, 'cause I would love to have the perfect 5,
right
to have those platinums on all 5 of those games. Um, but I'm just never gonna do it because it's too hard, and which sucks because now I've got this, like, game I really enjoy, just it's just not gonna happen, which is quite demoralizing, really, when you think about it. Um,
yeah
yeah, probably Crash 4. What about yourself?
So Crypt of the Necrodancer for sure is one of them
Yeah.
because that one is brutal, and I would have to take the time to develop skills, and I don't know that I'd ever even get there. Um, uh, Wolfenstein 2 as well, beating the game on my Leben uh,
Mm.
is quite a nightmare. That's another save delete difficulty. Um, are there
I'm
any
just kinda
others?
going through my list at the moment, just kind of having a look at some of the ones I've played and have put down for whatever reason because I mean, to be fair, if it was like a couple of years ago, I would say Tony Hawk's because I just need one
Right.
more. Yeah, but I managed to do it. So maybe it's a case of just kind of saying, "I'm gonna sit down and do this
Yeah, eventually there has to
one
be
day."
a breaking point where you either give up or you finally sit down and go for it. Um,
Yeah, do you think there's like, do you think there's such a thing as a mood for a game
oh,
and also
absolutely.
for
Yeah.
yeah?
Yeah. Oh, for
Because I
sure.
think because like, um, because I played I played, for example, it's unrelated to trophies for a little bit. I played Pokemon Pearl, Shining Pearl, um, around Christmas time because the game came out in like October or November or something like that. So I got it about a month, 2 months afterwards.
Mhm.
No, I played it in January. Sorry, I got it for Christmas. I played it in January and I beat it and I was like, cool. And then Pokemon Legends Arceus came out
Uh-huh.
like literally like a week after I beat Pearl. I took my time with it. And and then I started playing Arceus and then I got so bored of it.
Right.
And it sucks because everyone says it's like a fantastic game, it's great. I really don't like it now at the moment. I'm really not enjoying playing Pokemon Arceus. I'm sure it's fantastic, but like maybe it's not in the mood because I just played Pearl.
Probably.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I told my friends about it, and it's like, "Go! What are you talking about? You're talking rubbish." Like I'm just not enjoying it because they talk too much, and it feels like what was it? I said to my friend, "There's no goal. There's no reason to do any of this." Normally we play a Pokemon game. There's a you will become the champion of the
Yeah.
area. There's like a trophy at the end. So you're constantly striving to get the 8 badges, beat the Elite Four, and be the best in this game, basically. Whereas in Pokemon Arceus, it's you just doing research. I said, so basically, it's like a job. You're basically doing a job in a game,
Yeah. Well,
which I just
Snap
don't
is
get.
sort of the same way.
Say a second.
Pokemon Snap is sort of the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. I didn't. As soon as I beat Pokemon Snap enough to just get the credits, I was like, I'm deleting that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, It was definitely my nostalgia for the original Pokemon Snap on Nintendo 64 was definitely this is really really fun, and then on the Switch, it's like, oh, this is just work.
Yeah, I think
I'm
especially with
doing
stuff like
someone's
that.
job.
Yeah, especially with stuff like that, mood affects it. And I don't know if you're this kind of person, but for me, I usually have a few irons in the fire, as it were. I'm not really someone who focuses in on one trophy list. I
Mm,
mean, sometimes if I'm like
yeah.
really excited for a game, I will just burn through a game and get the plat. But usually, I have a few games going, and I'm switching between them based on how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you asking what my ones are?
No, I'm just asking, is that something you do? Like, because I think that helps
Yeah.
with the mood problem if you're playing enough different games.
Yes, I mean, I've got Pokemon Arceus. I'm currently going through the post-game stuff for Kirby and Forgotten Land. I've got Need for Speed Payback as my casual racing game because sometimes I'll be in the mood to just I want to race around for a bit. Haven't played for about a few weeks now, actually, but I'm working on that as for a platinum because it's easy. It's racing. Um, Dirt 5 sucked for platinum, by the way. Don't attempt it. And also, I'm doing Lego Star Wars as well as my. So I've
Mhm.
got like 4 games on the go at the moment.
Yeah,
But it's kind of making me jaded towards AAA games and stuff. That's what I was saying earlier. Like I want to focus more on indie stuff that kind of is a bit different. What I think like Death's Door is on my list of games to play. Um, Plague Tale Innocence is on there as
sounds
well
very
for
good.
a good indie game I want to play. Like stuff that I've ignored because these big AAA games with these big names have all come out, and I've just completely bypassed these fantastic indie games because I didn't just say no. Sod you big. I haven't played Horizon Forbidden West yet because I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna put more time into this big stupid game that like goes on forever. I'm gonna try out something different, something indie, something a bit unusual that not everyone probably played. And I'm gonna try and work on that because it's different.
Yeah, I mean sometimes that doesn't work out. Like I bought especially when I'm hanging out with my girlfriend, I'll buy like a lot of random games and we'll just try them, and then I'll decide if I want to finish the plat list later. And like sometimes that just doesn't work out. Like I bought Remothered Broken Porcelain, which is this horror game, um,
Oh, okay.
and like sort of in the style of like what's a good comparison? Not Resident Evil, like Amnesia, Outlast type stuff, like sneaking around collecting items, trying
Oh,
not to get
right, yeah.
seen by the
Amnesia's.
patrolling monster type
I,
deal.
I I played about 20 minutes of Amnesia and I put it down.
Right.
I was
But
like,
like
this is.
Remothered is just not good. Like it has some problems. And so
Yeah, you have to be selective about those kind of things. Like I like to think I've got quite a good eye for a good game. There's not a lot of games where I'd say I've played that's been really bad. Um, I mean, to be fair, like when I think about my most hated game of all time, Galgun, like the first few playthroughs actually was quite funny and it was good. And it was like, well, this is what it is. It's
yeah,
a
it's not a
anime
terribly
game.
designed game. You probably just got sick of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just like it was fine. It definitely fulfilled the like when I was playing through, I was like, "Oh, this is quite quirky and it's anime, it would do the trick if you were looking for that kind of game." Um, but the fact that I had to play platinum, I had like a Word document with all the names of all because you have to do
What
certain
routes to
things
do
for
and
all the
stuff.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a no, X I had an Excel spreadsheet of all of the girls, where they were in specific levels and specific outfits. You have to do what's called Doki Doki mode on every single one of them in those specific outfits. You have to do it like 2 or 3 each or something like
Hmm.
that. And I was crossing off this Excel spreadsheet as I was fulfilling them, and I was like, "This is so dumb. This is actual pain." So, yeah. So, I like to think I've got a good eye for kind of a good kind of game and stuff. But, but yeah, I wouldn't play like a random what sounds like a bad horror game like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll just see stuff that's on sale in the PlayStation Store, and we'll be like, "This could be bad," and we won't look up videos ahead of time. We're like, "Oh, let's roll the dice on it." Like, I think we spent like $5 getting remothered, so like it
Well,
wasn't.
it's not too expensive.
No, yeah, I'm not like spending $40 on a roll the dice game. Never doing that. Yeah,
Someone's like just splashing their
yeah,
cash
no,
out, just like, I will try all these games.
yeah.
Don't you worry about
They
it.
are on sale when I do this.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like
you go.
non AAA stuff, I don't know if you've played them yet, but recently played Outer Wilds and Disco Elysium, both of which were fantastic.
Are they actually good?
Yes, both are very good. Outer Wilds, not
they're on the
Outer
list.
Worlds. Those-
Not yeah. I don't like Outer Worlds.
No, Outer Worlds was disappointing. Outer
Yeah.
Wilds is very, very good.
Yeah, that's the time loop game, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's on my list as well as Disco Elysium.
Yeah, both are very good.
I mean, I've got a huge list of games on my phone of like,
Yes,
and I cross them off when
I have
I
a very
finish them.
large backlog as well.
Yeah, exactly. My backlog's huge as well.
Yeah.
Like, I put my games into boxes the most, so I can't reference them. But yeah, I've just got my pile of shame, I call it,
Yeah.
where it's the pile of games that you want to play or you bought with all intention of playing, and you just haven't played it for some reason or another. Yeah, the pile of shame haunts me every night.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't know. I've gotten into it more now with the pandemic and joining that Discord. It's been really nice having like these random events within the Discord that like prompt me something to play, and like I don't have to do it, but it gives me some sort of guidance for it.
Yeah, if are we recommending like for any aspiring trophy hunter like to look into doing things like joining a Discord group where you have people with similar interests
I mean,
and like
it's
have
definitely
pet challenges?
nice. Yeah, like I mean this Discord. Just swapped to it, and I don't know if that fucked up the OBS, and I swapped back, but it's fine. I can't look through it because I'm recording Discord. Yeah, so like yeah, just having like even if you just do the monthly thing in here, like once a month, them saying play a game in this category, no matter how general it is, and I can look up some of the spreadsheet somewhere with what they were. But yeah, there was like I said, racing game. February of last year was like it was to do a game with sex in it for February. Racing, stealth, JRPG, 8 out of 10 or higher difficulty.
Wait, what game did you play for that?
Life is Strange 2.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
that's got that kind of stuff in it. Yeah.
Play a game from before PS3, so like any of the remasters that came out.
Okay.
Platformer. September was just play a game that has the same first letter as your PSN name.
So
like,
what game did you do there for that one?
I did a
Yours
terrible game
is-
that was on PS Now. I did Sky Scrappers or something. It's a arena brawler that like you're climbing up the arena, fighting other people, and so you can either knock everyone out or reach the top before everyone.
Okay, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was on PS Now, and I've had a subscription to PS Now for years now, and I just play random games on there all the time.
Yeah.
November was playing an ultra rare game. Like just usually pretty general stuff that you're not super limited. It's never like plat a game in the Resident Evil series. It's like plat a horror game, and you can do Resident Evil. If you want,
so
or, whatever.
It's open to interpretation how you're gonna approach it. Yeah. Well, like I think the ultimate thing to take away from it really is it's a fun thing to do. It helps elongate the game longer as well. If you want to stay in a game longer to do these challenges and stuff like that, then fantastic. If you don't, then that's fine. Just move on to the next one.
Yeah.
But I like doing it just for the personal achievement. I also like to like talk about before. We like to challenge. I like to challenge myself.
Yeah.
To see if I can do it. It is a bit ego-y at the same time as well. I don't think anyone does trophy hunting or platinum hunting, whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't think anyone does it without a hint of ego in there. The hint of I'm doing it because it makes it look good because I've done this thing that
Well,
especially when it has like
I don't
0.
show it to people or like
Yeah. Oh, you don't. You say you do.
I do not really. I have a the people I show it to are the ones who have expressed interest, and
Hmm.
like even if they don't do it themselves, I don't just like I don't know. I don't really just like I finally did this thing.
Yeah, but like, do whenever you show it to your friends or people who show interest, do they then like say, "Oh, that's really cool, well done"?
No, it's usually so. I usually don't even
Well,
show
they do
them.
it better.
I don't usually even like send the one friend in particular like specific games when I've done it. Like I did for Ghostwire Tokyo, but he was also playing it at the same time, so we were like very much discussing the trophy list back and forth. Um, Otherwise, it's just like um, I'll I'll more talk about like how my ranking is within the country because like PSN profiles tracks that, and I think just
Hmm.
he's interested in number go up because sometimes he'll just ask me unprompted. He's like, what number are you at now? And I have to like go look it up, and I'm like, not that different because
What number are you at the moment on PSN profiles then?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
I wouldn't even. That's the thing. I don't get enough trophies. I don't get enough platinums to kind of say, "Oh, I'm up there with the greats." I don't
uh,
get enough because
five
I
thousand
just
two
not.
hundred and twenty.
2,000,
5,220. So
5,220.
scratching at top 5,000. But you also are in a smaller country, so you might have a better number.
Maybe. Potentially. I mean, who knows? I
Seven,
mean,
I
I
think
know out of my
76
friends,
is quite a
I'm
bit for like general people. Although I guess PSN profiles doesn't have everyone. It has people that specifically sign up for PSN profiles. So
well, exactly, yeah, but most of those people take it quite seriously.
yeah,
So I imagine they, yeah, I imagine they would have the big list of the people. Yeah, and out of my friends, I know I've got the best platinums.
yeah.
But again, I'm just kind of doing it for me, I guess. But I do like, I post on my Instagram account sometimes as well. Like I'll take a screenshot saying I beat this game. Here's a platinum. As proof that I've beaten it
Mhm.
properly, and I'm moving on to the next one. And then sometimes I get some likes, stuff like that. I don't really look at the likes really that much, but sometimes you get some comments and people say, "Oh, that's a really hard one to get," or "Well done for doing that," and that can be quite nice to get that kind of. It's quite nice to get recognition for from like-minded people who also do this kind of stuff as well. To be acknowledged that what you're doing is recognized by your peers, I guess, is actually quite a nice feeling. That's kind of what I was hinting at about the kind of ego inside of
Yeah.
that.
And
Like
I guess
you can't say
the platinum Discord
"Oh, I've got a
is
platinum." You show it to a friend, and someone says, "That's amazing. How the hell did you do that?" And then you go and explain, "Oh yeah, I did this thing where I had to like jump over here and then to kill this guy. He was really hard." Like I think of again with the God of War, like the
yeah
2018, the Valkyrie fight. Like, every time I talk about it with someone, they always go, "Oh my god, that was so hard." And then you kind of have that joint thing together and that joint appreciation and the recognition that we both did a really hard thing. We should be like have like a pat on the back for doing something really difficult. Um, there's always that kind of drive to impress your peers also collecting trophies because there's a case of, "Oh, I got this. Oh, that's really well done. I got that as well." And you have that, you can share those kind of experiences. But I haven't really got able to share that with, so I just kind of brag to my friends about it now.
yeah. I guess yeah. The platinum Discord is nice for that, but it's weird. Um, it feels almost like a layer of anonymity because I don't actually know anyone in there. It's just a collection of random people that I'm in a Discord with.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, you're probably the only person I know who actually, like, actively collects trophies. My friend Greg, well, you've met Greg.
yeah,
Um, he does trophies as well, but he won't go out of his way for them, I don't think. Like, he'll do it if it's doable,
yeah,
but he won't if it's too hard, he'll just say, "No, I'm not doing that," which I can understand that, you know? Whereas I kinda I like to go that one step further to say, "No, I can do that." It's always a favorite pastime of mine to kind of prove people differently because I'm not a skilled gamer. Games don't come naturally to me. Like a skill in kind of game doesn't come naturally to me. Whenever I like, I'm not overly good at. For example, like Greg, like he's amazing at games. Like it sucks because he's amazing at games.
mhm,
And I'm just there constantly like lagging behind at the back. Um, so gaming never ever comes naturally to me. It's always a grind. It's always a trial to be good at a game. Like I wasn't very good at Smash Bros, for example, but over the last year of streaming it every Wednesday, I'm now good because I've been doing it consistently, and I've been like, and now I'm actually, I could probably say I'm quite good. I'm not amazing, but through practice and through sheer determination. That's the only thing I got going for me, really, is determination.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I have going for me. I'm not a skilled gamer. I'm not naturally talented. The only thing I have on my side is determination and the willing to do it when others wouldn't.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
all I got.
that's how I feel about trophy hunting too. I'm just unwilling to do it in multiplayer games like that. Like I don't care about being better than other people. Like I never got into being good at Smash or anything. But like I'll grind out a hard difficulty on a single player game for me. But I don't want to compete with other people because I just don't
Yeah,
care
I
at
avoid
all.
fighting games for that exact reason.
Yeah,
But the Smash is only a reference because of like there's an example of how through having to practice loads and through kind of exposure to having to do it, kind of I'm now competent enough to be good.
yeah. I'm very much the same
Um,
way where yeah, I can keep going at a thing. But I wouldn't say I'm especially good at any of the things I keep going at. I just sort of wear them down.
yeah. you see, you don't like naturally talented. You're just
No.
like but you you have the resilience enough to keep going.
Yeah,
So
but that's
the
how I
fact
feel
that
about
I'm gonna lose.
like Uncharted's hard difficulties was very much that. It's just you just keep going until you stop
Yeah,
getting shot and
pretty
losing.
much. Yeah, you just kind of that's what I like about that's what I like about some games. Like again, like with Crash Bandicoot, like any of the Bandicoot games, like literally is a case of no, I can do it. I die a bunch, but I know I can do it. Just need to kind of avoid it. Same with Cuphead. Like I know, like tonight I was playing it before I come chat to you, and like I was stuck on it was the one of the rat is the rat boss with the cat. Like it's so infuriating and so hard. Um, and the bullshit level was off the scale for this one boss fight. But I know for a fact if I just keep going, I can do it, and I did it. It was great. I felt once again elation of like, yes, I did it. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I don't think I retain any of that either. Like if I went back and like if I go back and do Uncharted now on the PS3 list, it would be the same experience because I will not be good at the game anymore, and I will have to
Yeah,
relearn everything and like redo it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't even
but it's
retain any of these skills.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's such a funny thing when I think about like when I look back at like looking today at my trophy list, I was like, wow, I did really good on that game. Look at all these like first person shooter games I've done. Look at these racing games I've done, adventure games and child whatever. And I've gone, oh, I should be really good at everything. But it's like, but when I play a brand new game again, it's like I'm just fucking dying all the time. Like I thought Witcher 3, I thought I'd sail through that because I've played so many other games
Death
similar
March is
to it.
brutal though.
Yeah, I thought I'd like, "Oh, this is fine." I've played hard games. I've started upping my game difficulty these days,
Yeah.
to challenge myself anyways. I beat Kingdom Hearts 1 on crucial difficulty, you know? If I can do that, I can do Witcher. It's fine. No. Ass kicked all the damn time.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily transfer. So the only time I retain stuff like that is if I've continued playing the series or if it's a game like Kingdom Hearts is a game. I don't think since Kingdom Hearts has come out, I don't think there's a year has gone by where I haven't completed at least one of the games. So
Mm.
like I'm constantly replaying those games. So like that retains and like my skill with like the Souls games. Not that I'm like great at the Souls games, but I'm pretty competent at them. It's just because like they're always around. Like a new one's coming out, and the skills mostly transfer, and I continue to play them. But yeah, beyond that, it's gone. Once I finish it, it's gone. And if I have to go back to it, I will have to relearn everything and fight my
Yeah.
way to being good again.
Yeah, like, I was talking to people about it, I said, like, I want to finish Bloodborne. The the determination to finish it is real, but I've had to restart that game like 5 times, and I don't wanna restart it again. So I'm gonna have to, like, when I pick it back up again, I'm gonna have to go, like, muck around the earlier levels just to practice.
Yeah.
Just get good again, and then attempt to go through it. I wish it was more linear. That's the only criticism I would have. I wish it was more linear rather than the kind of you got the area, but, I wish it was more had more of like a guide of where to go. That's kind of the thing I don't really appreciate. I didn't really
Discovery
like
and
that with
exploration is like very much the point of those games, though.
yeah, I know. I know that's the whole idea. I mean, it's a bit like with Breath of the Wild. Like, I didn't love Breath of the Wild as much as everyone else did. I thought it was fantastic, but, like, I liked the linear kind of adventure of Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker. Wind Waker's my favorite Zelda game of all time. You know, like, I like that kind of goal of, "You're gonna go here,"
Mm.
you know, and that's where you're going. It's like, "Cool, I can go there. That's no problem at all." Yeah. Might get sidetracked on the way, but that's fine. Whereas Breath of the Wild is like, "And go." That's why I looked when I saw videos for Elden Ring, like, "Oh, there's no guide, just go." So, "Just go?" So, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah. Yeah,
Nah,
yeah, Elden
not
Ring was way more of that. But usually there is like a correct order that the game sort of guides you to, but Elden Ring was way more free for all.
yeah, so to me that says, like, I'm not getting that game.
Yeah. It's also interesting that you said for Bloodborne you'll boot it back up and then go back to earlier areas. If I drop a game and think I won't be competent, like I won't remember things, I will restart the game. I will not just pick up where I left off. So I've done that
Yeah,
many, many times.
well, I've restarted, like, Bloodborne 5 times now, so I
Yeah.
can't do it again. So it's not it's now not a case of, "Oh, yeah, just, you know, restart again." It's a case of, "No, I don't think I can physically stomach going through that entire stress again." Like, the first early bosses stressed me out so much, and the fact that I finally beat them again, as I'm having to beat them again, the idea of it fills me with dread.
Yeah.
So, I'd much rather just kind of practice and just kind of carry on. I mean, I'm gonna have to I know I'm gonna have to restart, aren't I? I know for a fact I'm gonna have to. But at least I'll know where things are, hopefully.
Some of
I'll
them.
hopefully keep some memory of where things are, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've restarted Vampire like 4 times. Not even that it's like a hard game. I just like drop it for a year at a time. Then I come back like I don't remember how to play this or what's going on, and just restart it again.
It's been like Skyrim. I've restarted that game so many times. I've only beaten it properly once. But the amount of times I've gone like, "Oh, let's fancy playing a bit of Skyrim," and then let's start the game again, and then you get like halfway through and you go, "Ah, I'm bored."
I'm done with Skyrim. I've experienced the Skyrim. Yeah, I've played a lot of Skyrim for how much I think Skyrim is only an okay game.
Yeah, it's not amazing.
No, I vastly prefer Oblivion.
Never got to play it, sadly. Skyrim was my
Um,
introduction to those kind of
Oblivion's
games.
great. I prefer ESO to Skyrim even. I had a lot of fun
Yeah.
with Elder Scrolls Online.
Have you platinumed the Skyrim?
No. Oh, Skyrim, yes. Elder Scrolls Online, no.
You should platinum the Elder Scrolls Online game. What is Elder Scrolls?
It's very hard, actually. You have to be
Yeah.
you have to do the PvP thing, and you have to be number one. And like the PvP thing is constantly running, but you have to get the most points in one session of PvP.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have to
of
like
course, yeah.
be good.
So I guess to kind of finish off, like, what are your current trophies you're working on at the moment?
Ratchet and Clank 3, Fall
Nice.
Guys before the trophy list changes.
You're trying to platinum Fall Guys,
I'm
really?
close. I'm close. I've got 4 trophies left. Well, one of them's platinum. I've got 3 trophies left.
Have you done the one where you win 2 games in a row?
It's 5 games in a row, but yes, I have done
5
that.
games in a row.
I need to reach level 40 fame during a season, which is just, play, which I'm close to in this season now. Get first place in a racing round 20 times. I have no idea how many first places I have. So that's just sort of a surprise one for me. And then win an episode as part of a party of 3 or more players, which will be the hardest one. Because I'll have to get people.
Wow. I saw the one that said win 5 games in a row. I think you probably could have done it earlier on when the game first came out, but trying to do it now, that's just nuts.
There are certain game modes that come out that make that easier, like faster game modes. Like there was a cops and robbers type game mode that made it pretty easy. Because you were just playing one round, so you wouldn't have to go through 5 rounds.
Oh, does that count?
Yeah, the game modes count.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes everything. I thought you had to like go through the whole like 5 round thing and then get the crown at the end. Like,
yeah, I mean, you
or
still
do
have to
that
win 5
horrible-
times, but yeah, it's easy. It's
that horrible
considerably
hexagon
easier. Yeah.
friggin' thing. But if you can do it that way, then okay, that's actually achievable then.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly those. Dark Souls 2 because I want to finish up Souls Plats. Yeah, I think mostly those right now.
Do you think I should play Dark Souls 1 remastered as an introduction into the Souls game rather than playing Bloodborne?
It might help. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a better introduction. I think things are less brutal in Dark Souls 1. I mean, there's still some brutal stuff, but as a rule, I think things are less brutal. So it
Okay.
might be a good idea. You could even play Demon Souls.
Yeah,
The
that's on
original
PS5,
one.
isn't it? Isn't that
Yeah.
meant to be the easiest one?
That varies, but some people think so, yeah.
Okay. So you recommended Demon Souls rather than Dark Souls?
Um, I don't know. There's different schools of thought with this. Demon Souls is still my favorite one.
Okay. It looks really good on PS5.
Yeah, I love Demon Souls. Yeah, I think Demon Souls or Dark Souls are fine to start with. Bloodborne's also not a bad starting spot just because it is different. Like, it's way more aggressive. Like, you're rewarded for being aggressive in Bloodborne, which you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
is why people said it.
Well, this is what I was. I feel like I've been led down the wrong path, like of thinking I'm an aggressive player when actually maybe I'm not an aggressive player. Maybe I'm more a defensive player. Maybe actually.
Then yeah,
Um,
I mean, you could try Dark Souls, Demon Souls. You could use a shield. I never use shields in those games though. Really, I just two-hand a weapon and go slap stuff or use
yeah. See, that's
magic.
I always thought, well, I'm definitely not a shield person, but maybe actually I am, and I'm just lying to myself for some reason because I just thought I'm a guy who likes to hold big two-handed swords, likes to swing around loads. But actually, maybe I am a shield person. And I'm just playing dumb. This is that kind of revelation, that kind of sometimes you need that kind of thing. So yeah, maybe I'll look into Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 then remastered because
Yeah,
I think this Dark Souls is always on sale normally on some of the PSN sales.
probably. But yeah, I don't think Bloodborne is a bad place to start. It's just a matter of sort of adjusting and just keeping at it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll platinum it though. I think it's I've seen the trophy list of Bloodborne. It looks nuts and it looks hard. And the fact that I can't even beat the game originally, so that's what I mean. There are games I would just play for the sake of playing, but I won't platinum it. It always has to be doable,
If you get
you
to the
know,
point in
within
the
my
Souls
skill range.
games where it clicks for you, um, the plat lists become way easier. Because like when you're playing and you're getting like brutalized by bosses, the thought of playing through it, 3 times or whatever sounds really difficult. But if you get to
Mm.
the point where it clicks, like doing new game plus runs, also new game plus runs are just easier because you get to
You
carry
retain your
over your
levels.
stuff, and while stuff gets harder, you know everything now, or like you've seen the boss moves before, which helps a bit.
Yeah. Okay. I will look into it. I'm gonna make it my mission to start playing those games, I think, because it's a bit like Resident Evil. Like years ago, I said when I think when Resi 2 remake came out, I saw that game. I said that looks gorgeous. That looks so good, and it looks really fantastic. Everyone says it's amazing, great, but I hate horror games with a passion.
Yeah,
And I said no. And then when I saw Resi 8 come out, um, I had to look. I had to say, right, let's do this. Let's freaking play the Resident Evil series. And I sat down and I was like, holy shit, it's not as bad as I thought it was. It's actually doable. Yeah, I'm getting jumped, scared sometimes, but actually I'm find myself weirdly enjoying it. So why on earth would I, limit my enjoyment for something? Why just because I had an assumption based on other things, or I should just do it. A bit like with Death Stranding, a game I thought I assumed I wouldn't like. I love it.
yeah,
Fantastic game. Would recommend it to anyone. So yeah, sometimes gotta just get out of that zone and play something different. And then
yeah. I try to not take too much stock. Like if a bunch of people are saying a game is good, that's great. If people are saying a game is bad for reasons that aren't like tangible problems with the game. Like people talking about Cyberpunk 2077 when it came out had very tangible breaking
mm,
issues. That's a different thing. But people just
yeah,
saying a game is bad with no advisement of why um, is usually something I will discard, and I will decide if I want to try it on my own. Because at a certain point, I mean, you're not gonna know unless you try it for yourself. Even if you found like a game reviewer who matches you 99% of the time on what you think about games, there still could be a game that they didn't jive with that works for you for whatever reason. And I think you just have to kind of give it a go. Which is why it's a shame demos have sort of fallen by the wayside because you get way less of that now.
uh, Demos. Oh, I used to love demos are great. Do you remember like you have to get like, magazines with I had used to
Yeah.
have demo discs on it and stuff. I used to love getting those because you go to the shop, you look at the magazine, you see the disc, and you see like a bunch of games that were coming out in the next few months, and here's a demo of it, and you go, great, I need to buy it because I need to play this demo. I want to see if I actually want to get it or not.
Yeah.
Now it's a case of you hand over all your money, and then you may or may not like it.
Yeah.
Rather than having the ability, we rely too much on reviewers now. Because if I had a chance to play Death Stranding for 5 minutes before buying it, I would have ignored every review I watched. I watched loads of reviews for that game because I was so on the fence with it. Same with Elden Ring. I was on the fence. I've watched loads of reviews for Elden Ring because I was really on the fence with getting it. And it helped me decide, like, yeah, probably not for me. But I imagine if I actually, the things I'm actually watching a playthrough. I'm watching Game Grumps do their playthrough, and I watch them do it. I go, it actually looks weirdly like I could actually do it because if they can do it, surely I can do it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like it doesn't look too horrific. I feel like everyone's saying how hard it is putting me off. So sometimes it's a case of going with your gut, actually, and almost having to. I'm starting to ignore reviews, actually, to be honest with you. I'm
Yeah.
starting to go off
I will look
that
up.
kind of.
Again, I'll look them up for any glaring technical problems, but other than that, I don't care at this point.
Yeah, I think the thing I've learned over the last year is go with your gut and pick a game that you look at and go, yes, I'm going to play that.
Yeah.
And also, one thing I have learned as well is just play that game that you want to play. Don't keep it in the pile of the shame pile. Just play it. You know, it's the idea and the thought of playing something new is sometimes quite daunting. Like Witcher 3 had it on my list for ages, you know, but to sit down and finally play it, and I did enjoy it in the end. You know, wouldn't say it's amazing, but I did enjoy it. But yeah, just sat there for ages just to get that mindset, just to sit down and play it. You know,
Yeah.
but don't play the platinum for it. It will ruin your experience with that game.
Yeah, some plat lists definitely are affecting in that way, and that's a shame. But it is the nature of balancing the challenge against the game, I think.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't do a platinum run until I've beaten it,
Yeah.
because that's how I'll decide. Like, whereas Witcher 3, I went in knowing I'm going to platinum it, and that ruined the game for me. I'm sure I would have rated it higher if I didn't have to do all the things, but because I did, it ruined the game for me a bit. Same with Galgun. I probably would have said, yeah, it was fun because I platinumed it. It ruined it for me. So sometimes actually platinuming a game has actually ruined it for me sometimes because I got sick of it.
Yeah.
Um, so it can be detrimental, I guess. To round everything up, it can be bad and good.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
pick
I think
wisely.
it's about making sure you have the motivation to finish the thing. Like whether you really liked the game or the list isn't so bad that it will destroy you inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
And usually it's better
pick your
if you really
battles.
like the game. That's probably
Yeah,
the better
yeah,
way to go.
yeah. If you're not going to play it unless you actually really love it, you know, it also has to be like a joy. Like I knew playing Spider-Man for platinum. Like I didn't bother looking at. I never look at the trophy lists until I've finished the game. And then normally when I go back and go, "Oh, it was just to the left." It's like, but but that's my own fault. But I knew when I was going for Spider-Man's trophy list, I was like, "This is actually a joy to do because I
Yeah.
get to hang around in this game for like an extra month or few weeks or whatever, just to 'cause don't want it to be over." You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you want to keep it going, keep the fun going with a game you really love and
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, pick your battles is what I'd say.
Yes. Absolutely. Do not just go for the very challenging stuff immediately because you want the prestige of doing the challenging thing because that is a
Yeah,
good way
exactly.
to
Yeah.
burn out immediately.
Do you have any last questions you were going to ask, by the way? Because it's now currently 20 to 1 a.m. in the UK,
No,
and
yeah,
I
I
have got
think
work
I think
tomorrow.
we covered everything I had, and you probably do need to get to sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to pass out in a second.
Yeah. Yeah, we clocked like another 2 hours. I don't know why this keeps going like 2 hours.
You're going to have to cut it down, I think. I think we did waffle for a time, so you may have to cut
I
some of
don't
this
know.
down.
We'll see. We'll see
Okay.
how I feel about it. But yeah, so that's it, I think. Yeah, I guess I didn't have to do this with Nick because he doesn't do things like that. But uh, talk about your stream. You stream at That Gaming Show on Twitch.
Yeah, well, I'm actually gonna. So, are we doing the plugs now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can go ahead and plug your stuff. Are you changing it? Is
Cool,
that what you're about
sweet.
to get into?
Yeah. So, let me try again. So anyway, yeah. So my YouTube channel and Twitch channels are called That Gaming Show, but I'm actually going to change the name soon because it's not a good name in my personal opinion. So yeah, if you want to follow me, it is That Gaming Show, but be aware it might change. I'm thinking of changing it to The Gentleman Rich.
Hmm. I'll,
I
I'll
think
put
that
a I'll put
summarizes
a
me quite
link
well.
in the description, and then if it changes, I can just update the link.
Yeah, yeah. I'll let you know if it changes. But yeah, I think The Gentleman Rich is quite a good amalgamation of me, I think. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna change the name. So yeah, so I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, play all sorts. I'd have like community nights. I'd like do Smash Bros with the community in the chat on Wednesday, and then do single player games on Tuesday, Thursday, stuff like that. That's kind of, I like to stream more than I do YouTube now. YouTube's a soul crushing thing to do. So, but because I did it for years, and it just never
Yeah,
went
I
anywhere,
don't do the
which
YouTube
sucks.
anymore. I mean, I'm starting now with this, but this is just sort of upload it, not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas, I'm not going to go into the whole history of. I mean, I could do a whole separate video about YouTube and why
Yeah.
all that stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying streaming now. So that's it, pretty much. Really, just please come to my stream if you want. If you enjoy my voice and my face, then I will be playing games of all sorts and doing hard, challenging things. So yeah,
Yeah.
maybe even platinum hunting.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I don't ever stream platinum hunting because I think it would bore most people, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't often do it. I think there's only one time I did a platinum uh thing. I think it was Resi 2, I think. And yeah, I was like, no, I'm done. I'm not going to stream this anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we could absolutely do this again sometime with a different topic. That's very much the nature of this is so that I can bring people on with different things, and it's not so segregated that like people need to have knowledge of a specific thing to have a chat with me. You know, they can just bring
Mm.
on whatever.
Oh, dude, I could regale you tales of my old about the fall of Weber 101.
Yeah.
That's like a half an hour segment in its own, really.
Yeah, so yeah, we could definitely do another one sometime, whether it is YouTube streaming stuff or even just something else that interests us. Whatever, you know, the world is an option. Anything we think we can chat about for a long enough time to be an episode is
Do you want to
available.
talk about the economy?
We live in two different economies.
No, I'm pretty sure they're linked.
I mean, there is a global economy, but like, the second the word tax comes up, that is different things to the two of us.
That is true, actually. You guys have tax different to ours. It's
Yeah.
very, very different.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure at some point we'll get you on again to talk about whatever it may be. But that is
Well,
it for.
I hope it's been entertaining enough for you, and it's been good enough for your podcast. Hopefully,
Yeah, well, good enough for my podcast is a very low bar because I don't care. That's an
yeah,
individual
okay.
bar for if anyone happens to stumble across this and is listening. Um, but yeah, it was sufficiently good for me, which is just that we talked about things and did not just sit here trying to come up with things. That's the extent of the bar we need to vault.
Good. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Do you have an outro?
It is just thanks for listening or watching, whatever the case may be, and see you next time.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming
Really
on.
appreciate it, dude.